Leg weakness is a common issue among older adults. According to data from the CDC and Mayo Clinic, as many as 4 out of 10 people over age 60 experience difficulty with balance, mobility, or standing for extended periods. This doesn't just affect daily movement, it impacts confidence, emotional well-being, and overall quality of life. Leg weakness is not simply a sign of aging. It's often the result of multiple underlying biological processes happening at once. Muscle loss due to aging, poor circulation, reduced nutrient absorption, and weakened sensory nerves. When these factors combine, mobility and leg strength decline significantly. One major consequence that often goes unnoticed is how leg weakness affects sleep. Many older adults report having trouble falling asleep due to aching legs, or waking up in the night from cramps, tingling, or restlessness in the lower limbs. Interrupted sleep, over time, leads to fatigue and worsens daytime leg weakness. Sleep is when the body repairs itself. For seniors, every hour of deep sleep is an opportunity for muscle tissue to regenerate, blood flow to improve, and the nervous system to reset. But when sleep is disrupted by leg discomfort, a vicious cycle begins. Weak legs lead to poor sleep, and poor sleep further weakens the legs. That's why improving leg strength can't be separated from improving sleep quality, and vice versa. When sleep becomes more stable and restorative, the body heals more effectively, especially in the muscles and circulation of the lower body. Many seniors have tried light exercise, dietary changes, or supplements to support their legs. But few realize that simple evening habits, easy to follow and low cost, can have a big impact on both sleep and leg strength. You might think leg weakness is just part of getting older, but in reality, there are biological forces quietly at work every day. And if you don't recognize them in time, the condition may progress faster than you expect. Why does leg weakness happen after 60? Leg weakness after age 60 is common, but it shouldn't be taken lightly. It doesn't happen overnight. Instead, it results from a buildup of several biological processes occurring simultaneously as the body ages. One of the main reasons is age-related muscle loss, known as sarcopenia. According to Harvard Health Publishing, people over 60 can lose 3 to 5% of their muscle mass with each passing decade. As muscles decline, the legs grow weaker, balance suffers, and movements become slower and more difficult. Another key factor is poor circulation in the lower body. As circulation becomes less efficient with age, leg muscles receive less oxygen and nutrients. This can lead to numbness, quick fatigue, and muscle weakness even after light activity. Sensory nerve decline also plays a role. These nerves help control movement and send feedback to the brain. When they weaken, older adults may feel unsteady or experience sudden leg weakness, increasing the risk of falls. Hormonal shifts add to the problem. After 60, both testosterone in men and estrogen in women drop. These hormones are vital for protein synthesis and muscle maintenance. Their decline makes it harder for the legs to recover and stay strong. Nutrient deficiencies are common. 2. Many seniors lack enough protein, magnesium, potassium, or vitamin D, nutrients essential for muscle strength, nerve function, and bone support. Without them, symptoms like cramping, stiffness, and leg fatigue become more frequent. Sleep quality is another often overlooked factor. Poor sleep disrupts the body's ability to repair tissues, rebuild muscle, and restore nerve signals. That's why many older adults wake up with legs that feel heavy, tired, or sore even after a night in bed. Together, these factors: muscle loss, poor circulation, nerve decline, hormone changes, nutrient gaps, and disrupted sleep interact, and gradually make leg weakness worse over time. The positive takeaway? Many of these causes are manageable. By understanding what's happening in your body, you can take simple, effective steps to slow or even reverse the process, starting with the right habits each night. The importance of sleep in leg recovery. Sleep is the body's time to heal. For people over 60, especially those experiencing leg weakness, good sleep is absolutely essential for maintaining and improving leg strength. During deep sleep, the body releases growth hormone, key hormone, that helps rebuild tissue and maintain muscle mass. Without enough sleep, this process slows down, leading to further leg muscle weakening over time. Seniors naturally have lower levels of this hormone, so the effects of poor sleep are even greater. High-quality sleep also improves blood flow to the lower limbs. Better circulation brings more oxygen and nutrients to the muscles in the thighs, calves, and feet. This supports faster recovery after daily activity and helps reduce leg fatigue, numbness, or nighttime cramps, common issues among older adults. In addition, deep sleep helps the nervous system function more effectively. It enhances reflexes, improves balance, and supports motor control, of which are vital for preventing falls in those over 60. Chronic sleep deprivation can also increase pain sensitivity, muscle aches, leg soreness, or minor discomforts. Feel more intense when sleep is disrupted. This creates a vicious cycle. Pain causes poor sleep, and poor sleep increases pain. Sleep also affects mental health. Seniors who don't sleep well are more likely to feel anxious, lose focus, or lack the motivation to stay active, something essential for keeping leg muscles strong and flexible. In reality, older adults who get enough deep sleep tend to recover faster, experience fewer nighttime cramps, and maintain better mobility over time. However, many seniors struggle to maintain good sleep. They often wake up in the middle of the night and have trouble falling back asleep, or sleep fewer hours overall. These problems may be caused by hormone changes, certain medications, or unhelpful nighttime habits. The good news is, sleep quality can be improved with small lifestyle adjustments. One of the simple most overlooked ways is to choose the right drink before bed. A calming beverage can relax the nervous system, improve sleep quality, and naturally support muscle recovery in the legs. Chamomile tea. Chamomile is a daisy-like flower originally from Europe, but today it's widely used in the U.S. as a natural remedy for better sleep, calming the nervous system, and reducing inflammation. This herbal tea contains no caffeine, so it doesn't overstimulate the body like green tea or coffee. Instead, it gently soothes the system, making it especially helpful before bedtime. According to studies from the Sleep Foundation and Healthline, chamomile tea contains a natural antioxidant called apigenin. Apigenin binds to specific receptors in the brain, helping to reduce overactive nerve activity. This calms the mind and signals the body to prepare for restful sleep. Chamomile tea also helps ease inflammation. This may relax tired muscles, reduce minor cramping in the legs, and support better circulation. These effects are particularly helpful for people over 60 dealing with leg weakness or nighttime leg cramps. Chamomile also supports heart rhythm, digestion, and full-body relaxation, helping both the nervous and muscular systems enter recovery mode as you sleep. One of chamomile tea's biggest advantages is safety. It's widely consumed in the U.S., easy to find in pharmacies and grocery stores, and doesn't require a prescription. For older adults, chamomile is an ideal choice. It's non-habit forming, has minimal side effects, and in normal amounts, doesn't interfere with blood pressure or heart medications. However, if you're taking blood thinners or sedatives, consult your doctor before regular use. Chamomile tea is simple to prepare. Just steep a tea bag in hot water for 5 to 10 minutes. Let it cool slightly. Then drink it about 30 minutes before bed. Many people pair it with calming bedtime habits, such as dimming the lights, putting away screens, and deep breathing to create a relaxing nighttime routine. What makes chamomile unique is how naturally the effects show up. After just a few nights, you may start sleeping more soundly. And more importantly, when you wake up, your legs feel lighter, less sore, and easier to move. That's the difference one simple tea can make. Knowing that chamomile tea supports sleep and helps restore leg strength after age 60 is important, but to truly benefit, you need to use it correctly, at the right time, and understand its medical boundaries. Here's a practical, safe guide you can follow at home. When is the best time to drink it? The ideal time is about 30 minutes before bedtime. This allows your body to absorb the natural compounds in the tea and gradually shift into a restful state. Avoid drinking it right before lying down, especially if you're sensitive and need a few minutes to fully relax. How much is enough? 1 small cup per night, about 6 to 8 ounces, 200 to 250 milliliters, is sufficient for older adults. Drinking more won't improve results and may cause bloating or daytime drowsiness. How to brew it properly. You can use tea bags or dried chamomile flowers. For tea bags, steep in hot water for 5 to 10 minutes. For dried flowers, use about 1 tablespoon per cup of water. Cover the cup while steeping to preserve the essential oils and active compounds. Should you add sugar or honey? It's best not to add sugar, especially if you have diabetes or are watching your weight. For a lighter taste, try adding a few drops of lemon or drink it chilled after it cools down. Create a relaxation routine with your tea. Chamomile tea works better when combined with relaxing bedtime habits. For example, dim the lights, turn off electronic devices, sit quietly, or play soft music after drinking. This helps your body ease naturally into rest mode. Can it be used daily? Yes. You can drink chamomile tea every night as long as it feels right for your body. Regular use helps reset your internal sleep clock. But if you start feeling overly drowsy during the day, reduce the amount or take a short break and monitor how your body responds. Important medical precautions. If you're taking blood thinners, chamomile can enhance the effects of anticoagulant medications, especially if used regularly. If you're on warfarin or similar drugs, talk to your doctor before drinking chamomile tea consistently. If you have allergies to the daisy family, chamomile belongs to the same plant family as ragweed, marigolds, and daisies. If you've ever experienced itching, rashes, or allergic reactions to these plants, avoid chamomile or start with a very small amount. Monitor your body closely for 48 hours. If you're on sedatives or sleep medications, chamomile has a mild calming effect on the central nervous system. When combined with sedatives, it can cause excessive drowsiness, slow reflexes, and balance issues. This is especially risky for older adults who may need to get up at night to use the bathroom. If you have chronic health conditions, chamomile tea doesn't raise blood sugar or blood pressure and contains no caffeine. Still, if you're managing conditions like liver disease, kidney problems, heart issues, or diabetes, always check with your doctor before adding any herbal supplement, no matter how mild to your routine. When to stop using it. If you experience unusual dizziness, stomach pain, diarrhea, or lingering daytime drowsiness, stop using the tea for a few days and observe your body's response. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice. How to tell it's working. After 3 to 7 nights of regular use, you may notice falling asleep faster, fewer awakenings during the night, legs feel lighter, less tense, and easier to move in the morning, more stable mood. less irritability or fatigue. The results won't appear instantly, but with consistent use, chamomile can help reset your natural sleep rhythm, improve circulation, support muscle recovery, and gradually ease leg weakness, especially after age 60. There's nothing more convincing than real-life experience. Here are stories from older adults in the U.S. who started drinking chamomile tea nightly and saw real change. According to surveys from AARP and Healthline, more than 60% of people over 60 who drank chamomile tea consistently for 7 nights or more reported better sleep and less morning leg fatigue or numbness. Helen, age 72, Florida. I struggled with insomnia for 3 years because of leg pain, numbness, and heaviness. My daughter suggested chamomile tea instead of sleep pills. Just a few nights in, I was sleeping more deeply, and in the morning, my legs felt stronger, less pain, less numbness. I could walk longer without getting tired. Oh, Walter, age 68, California. I used to wake up with nighttime leg cramps, especially when it got cold. I tried magnesium, stretching, you name it. Nothing worked. Then I tried chamomile tea. After 4 nights, I slept 6 hours straight, something that hadn't happened in months. By day 10, the cramping nearly stopped. I've been drinking it nightly for over 3 months now. Zero. Linda, age 75, Oregon. I thought poor sleep was just a part of aging. But once I learned that sleep affects leg strength, I decided to take it seriously. I began drinking chamomile tea every evening. I fall asleep more easily now and don't toss and turn all night. What stands out the most? In the morning, my legs feel lighter. I no longer need 15 minutes of foot rubbing just to stand up. All these stories share a common thread. The results came from consistency, not a miracle. Chamomile tea doesn't replace medication, but it does improve sleep, a critical foundation for muscle and nerve recovery after age 60, and when sleep improves, so does leg strength. Older adults report standing up more easily, walking with more confidence, and most importantly, waking up each morning with peace of mind. After age 60, leg strength isn't what it used to be. You may feel it every morning when that first step out of bed feels hard, or when standing up after sitting a while takes more effort than it should. This isn't just aging. It's the result of poor sleep, muscle loss, weak circulation, and nervous system fatigue. Throughout this video, we've seen that improving leg strength doesn't come only from exercise or nutrition. One powerful factor that's often overlooked is quality sleep. And to support that naturally, chamomile tea stands out as a simple, safe, and accessible solution. You can start at home tonight. You don't need major changes. Just 1 cup of warm, unsweetened chamomile tea about 30 minutes before bedtime. No fancy tools. No extra cost. But if you stay consistent with this one small habit, it can make a noticeable difference in just a few weeks. Many seniors have already tried it and felt the change. Deeper sleep, lighter legs in the morning, fewer nighttime leg cramps, and a calmer mood. These may seem like small wins, but they add up to a better quality of life. If your legs feel weaker each day, if you're not sleeping well and feel drained during the day, give yourself a chance to change that starting tonight. Try chamomile tea for 7 nights in a row. You don't have to believe it works right away, just experience it for yourself. And if it helps, come back and share your story. Our channel is here to support you in keeping your legs strong, your steps steady, and your days brighter one night at a time. In this section, we address common questions from older adults who have tried chamomile tea to support sleep and alleviate leg weakness. 1. I have diabetes. Can I drink chamomile tea? Yes. Chamomile tea does not contain sugar and does not raise blood glucose levels. In fact, Some studies suggest it may help improve glycemic control and reduce inflammation in people with type 2 diabetes. However, ensure you drink it. Plain avoid adding honey or sweeteners. If you're on medications like insulin or other diabetes treatments, monitor your body's response during the first few days. 2. I'm taking sleeping pills. Should I also drink chamomile tea? Only if your doctor approves. Both sleeping pills and chamomile tea have calming effects on the nervous system. Combining them may lead to excessive drowsiness or reduced alertness during nighttime awakenings. Always consult your healthcare provider before combining chamomile tea with sedative medications. 3. What's the best chamomile tea for someone over 60? Opt for organic chamomile tea that is 100% pure. Without added caffeine or artificial flavors. Look for products labeled as single ingredient or pure chamomile. Brands like Harney & Sons, Traditional Medicinals, and Taylors of Harrogate offer high-quality options. 4. If I don't see immediate results, should I stop drinking it? Not necessarily. Chamomile tea works gently and may require several nights of consistent use to notice improvements. If after 7-10 days you don't observe any changes, reassess your brewing method, timing, or consult your doctor for further advice. 5. Can I replace my nighttime water with chamomile tea? It's not advisable. While chamomile tea is hydrating, it shouldn't replace plain water. Drink a small cup about 30 minutes before bedtime. Consuming large amounts close to bedtime might increase nighttime bathroom visits, disrupting your sleep. 6. Will chamomile tea make me sleepy during the day? Rarely. When consumed in appropriate amounts at night, chamomile tea typically doesn't cause daytime drowsiness. However, if you feel unusually sleepy during the day, consider reducing the amount or frequency and observe how your body responds. 7. Can people under 60 drink chamomile tea for sleep and leg discomfort? Absolutely. While our focus is on individuals over 60, chamomile tea can benefit younger adults experiencing stress, mild insomnia, or leg fatigue from prolonged sitting. As long as there's no allergy to chamomile or related plants, it's a safe and natural option for relaxation. Thank you for staying with us until the end of this video. We know not everyone has the patience to listen all the way through something as seemingly simple as a cup of chamomile tea, but sometimes, it's the smallest things that make the biggest difference, especially when done with consistency and belief in the power of gradual change. If you've ever woken up with sore legs, struggled with sleep, or found mornings more difficult after turning treads, you're not alone. Millions are facing the same challenges, and thousands have chosen to take action, starting with something as simple as a nightly cup of chamomile tea to improve sleep and leg health. We're not promising a miracle cure. What we offer is a gentle, safe, and age-appropriate option, one that doesn't involve medications, expensive devices, or major lifestyle changes. What matters most is that you give it a try, not because someone says it works, but because your body deserves care. Your legs deserve to regain strength, stability, and the lightness that makes each morning easier. If you've tried it and found it helpful, we'd love to hear your experience in the comments. Your story could be the encouragement someone else needs, someone who's tired, unsure, or believes that weak legs after 60 can't be changed. And if you want to keep receiving simple, practical tips to strengthen your legs, improve balance, prevent cramps, and sleep better, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll be here for you step by step, night by night, habit by habit, helping you stay strong, walk steady, and enjoy life after 60 to the fullest. Wishing you a peaceful evening, a deep sleep, and a morning where your legs feel strong and ready.